Hi Virgo, how are we today? Just doing our weekly readings. This week we are looking at love. So seeing what's going on for you when it comes to love and romance. Okay, please subscribe to the channel if you're not already. I do really appreciate that. It really does help out the channel being such a small one. So thank you. This week we have the Mystic Red Rose Love Oracle. I do have two Lenormand decks with me, the Modern Lenormand as well as the Reynos do Fogo, the Fire Queens deck. I am also using the Love Message Oracle. Okay, getting into it for you, Virgo. Sorry for all the sniffling and coughing. Allergies persist. Doesn't matter what time of year it is, especially here in Australia. I'm always whinging about the weather because it doesn't stop in Australia. We've either got at the moment it's either super, super hot or it's raining, and sometimes still hot, even when it's raining. It's been fun lately, very humid, hot. Okay, Virgo. Themes of love for our Virgos. What's going on for Virgo with love? Themes of love. Ooh. Seeing heavy energy for the past at the moment for you, Virgo. So, because I'm kind of feeling that for a couple of you, you're like, no, I don't care about the past, which totally fair. But I just feel as though there might be something popping up in the next few days where it's just sort of setting your mind back to past events or a past person specifically. It just does seem that there is some sort of past focus coming through at the moment for you. There may be, it's kind of the energy of like you might run into somebody from the past and it just sort of sets you off thinking about things and the way certain things have happened in the past and things like that. For some of you, it does feel like it's a little bit of a, because I'm getting like the final test kind of energy where it's, these feelings popping back up out of nowhere just to sort of, you say you've moved on, Virgo, but we just want to double check and make sure that you really have dealt with that in a good way for yourself. So I'm getting that sort of, for some of you, this may just be the last little push to make sure you really are moving on from the past here, ready to move into the future. We do have the ship coming through first. So that's all about cutting ties, moving on, receiving what you need, progression and arriving. So it really is about, just have you gotten to where you need to be yet? Have you really moved on? Have you really cut the ties to the past? It's just like these last little bits of energy, that may still just be clinging on to you a little bit here. And it's just wanting to test and pull and see, how anchored is that energy to you? Is it something that you're willing to let go of and allow it to be fully in the past? Or is there still something in you holding you onto some of that stuff? We do have the camera coming through next. Reminiscing, making memories, learning from the past, and perception. So for some of you, that's why we are seeing this past energy, because it's kind of like you're looking back at certain things. You're looking back at the good memories, the bad memories, and what do I need to learn from that? What have I learned from that? How have I grown from that? Reminiscing about the good times is never, it's not actually a bad thing. Even with the worst relationships, there was always, something good about that even if it's just in the lessons that you learned from that, and how far you've come from that is the positive that to be taken. So there's always this reminiscing aspect as well, reminiscing of like, how did I ever see that as okay, or whatever it was for you here. And it's all about your perception as well. I do feel as though for a few of you, there's this energy of, finally able to, now that a lot of the emotions are over and done with from the past, because it kind of feels like the emotions are no longer tying you back. It's just these random pop-up memories and things like that are still, you kind of like, oh, why am I thinking about that? Like, does it mean that I haven't actually dealt with this, or do I still have feelings here? And I don't think that you actually do, which is why it's kind of like that final test, because you're kind of like, oh, I don't actually still feel hurt from that. I've actually moved through the pain and the hurt and the grief, and I've learnt from that now. So I'm not really feeling the emotional connection there anymore. It just seems to be, maybe now that you're away from the emotions, you're able to actually, look at things at a slightly different angle, like a slightly different perception, maybe seeing things from the other person's side and how they may have perceived things have happened, and being a little bit more objective with the way that you're looking back at the past, rather than, oh, I'm still so hurt and grieved by all this that's happened. You're no longer, because the emotional connection's not there, you're able to actually look at it very, matter of factly. But we do also see the death card coming through as well. So the relationship is over, no second chances, grow and transform. What's dead is dead. And I feel like a lot of you, you're very, very happy for that to be the case, that this is over and done with. It's what's gone is gone. That's fine by me. All right, I'm definitely getting that, because like I said, the emotions are no longer there, that you're not willing to give this person second chances anymore, that, because you just don't have that emotion anymore. You went through so much, pain and dealing with the past in the past, that you're like, I'm not going to do that again. Why would I go back, put myself right back at the start of that cycle with that same person? I've grown, I've transformed from that. There's no second chances to go back to something that is over and done with. But I just want to sort of clarify here why we're looking so heavily backwards for you at the moment, Virgo. Can we just get some extra clarification on the why this is relevant to Virgo at the moment, please? Because like I said, yeah, all three of those cards talk about the past. So it's very interesting. Okay, yeah, so pretty straightforward clarification here, because we do have the Tower, which can talk about things, from the past, the way that you have isolated yourself within your own emotion about things that have happened in the past, the way that knowing that you've been this tall, strong tower within yourself that managed to get through the past, regardless of what's happened here. That is now the past. It is now something that you have authority over the past, and it being the past, you have this sort of extra control over yourself, because you've grown through that and you've been through that. You have structure, like have now got this solid foundation within you of, I dealt with that, so I can deal with whatever comes next. I could, and I've learned, I've grown, I've transformed as well. Some time in isolation to myself to really deal with that pain and whatnot has allowed me to move into this bouquet energy, the flowers, where I'm not willing to take second best anymore. I'm only going to give and receive love from, people that are giving me what I'm giving them, where it's equal. All right. So I do feel for a lot of you that this past connection that has sort of popped up here is something that maybe was a little bit uneven. One or both of you were, felt as though you were giving and not receiving. Maybe you struggled in the past to receive love in a healthy kind of a way. Maybe that person did. But, it just talks about, the reward for your hard work is near. All right. There's a reason that this is popping back up from the past. Like I said, it's that final test, just to make sure that you're ready for, the gifts from the universe for all that hard work. You've done all this hard work. Now, are you ready for the good stuff, Virgo? which, we have the lily coming through as well. So long term, we do see that you have moved into a much more floral energy, where, blooming within your own self, where you're now able to receive and give love in a much more positive, happy kind of a way, that's going to, it's made these long-term changes within you and the way that you perceive love. So it's kind of like, the next things for you in love are probably going to be very much more positive, much more, stable long term things as well, much more, emotionally giving as well. So, the things that you were missing in the past here when it comes to emotional intimacy, and maybe I'm getting honesty coming through here, about being able to be honest, or have honesty from somebody here. That's you've made these changes within yourself, you've grown and transformed, and the changes are more long term, where you can actually stabilize emotional intimacy in much more positive ways moving forward in the future here. So it's kind of that energy of the future popping back up, just to show you how much you've grown, and just to sort of give you that final little test and make sure you really are ready to move on forwards from all that, and you're not going to hold on to any toxic emotions or toxic behaviors even, for some of you there, but make sure you're not allowing those to affect you in the future. Okay, looking at intimacy. Okay, so I've got to be careful with the sex word on YouTube, Virgo, but we are looking at the emotional and physical intimacy around your energy. Okay, Virgo. What's going on for Virgo with intimacy? Anything Virgo needs to know right now in regards to intimacy? Yes. Looking at that second card, and I really want to, like, there's no way in hell that I can do it, but I want to howl. Okay, I want to howl for you, Virgo. It's like, like calling out, It's like there's a very primal energy coming through here, Virgo. Firstly, we have the birds coming through. Okay, so it's very hard to see, but there is an owl coming out of these flames here. So this is very clearly, the owl coming through from the passion and the fire and the desire. So there's a lot of that coming through, but it's coming through in the form of, conversations and wisdom within your own self, of, using passion and desire in a smarter way than what you may have in the past. So, you may have allowed passion to lead you astray in the past, not necessarily in a hugely negative way, but maybe in the way of temptations and things like that, or like you've allowed it to cloud your judgment in the past a little bit, that, oh, I feel so passionate about this person, it must be emotional connection. But really, you're like, because physical connection and emotional connection are very, very different. And I'm just picking up that for some of you, you've maybe been a bit confused about that in the past, that, when you've felt so much desire and passion for somebody, you've instantly connected that with a deeper connection, even if there's not one there, or maybe it's led you to have a deeper connection with people, but maybe not so much on their own side. Either way, though, with that lily in your energy, and then we see conversations and wisdom occurring here, I feel as though you're moving forward in a much more positive way, where you're integrating the emotions and the passion into, conversations a little bit more fluidly, where we're, getting on the same page with other people in regard to that. We do have the dog energy coming through, the wolf in this deck, so you can see why I wanted to howl, but it is coming through in a very primal way. Okay, the dog is normally the card of friendship, but it's not vibing as I want to be just friends with this person. It's very, very, there's a very primal kind of energy riding right behind that. like I'm actually, it's a little bit embarrassing, Virgo, but I'm being shown some like werewolf romance novels. Not gonna lie, they're pretty good. I do like that genre of book. That's what I'm being shown, like you know, the the primal kind of energy, the the wolf calling out to its mate kind of thing. You know, it's very interesting. But underlying that energy, there's a lot of support, a lot of loyalty. It's a basis of friendship. You know, it's that connection where, you know, even if there is no intimacy on a physical level, that you are very emotionally intimate with this person, that you're very supportive of each other, you know, understanding of each other, that you do have a strong, you know, sense of companionship and friendship within the connection. Um, Even when the passion is like dialed down, um, there's a base to fall back on. And I've, you know, and that's what we're seeing back here with that tower energy as well, that, you know, you've changed the way that you're creating foundations within your own self when it comes to love, and the way that you've grown and healed from whatever this happened in the past. It's allowed you to create a much stronger, you know, connection here. We do see the masculine energy as well. So once again, very primal kind of energy there as well. Very can be controlling in a sense as well. So sometimes it does, you know, bring to light intimacy things like, you know, power plays, and because it's like the daddy dom kind of energy. All right, so I'm really getting this strong physical thing happening here for you with the intimacy stuff, Virgo, that there is this very, very strong energy, whether that's yours or somebody else's. Um, you know, it's kind of this energy of, you know, if I trust this person, I'll let them do anything they want, kind of thing, and or they'll let me do everything I want, sort of thing. So it's whichever way that's going. I'm not quite sure whether you're the dominant one here or the other person is. But you know, it's all coming through in conversation. So you know, you're clearly talking this through with somebody as well, like you know, because you've got that strong connection where we can talk things through like this, and you know, our desires and passions in the boudoir, you know, are able to be a conversation that we have, and I'm hearing a safe word that we give. so so I kind of feel as though there is a lot of intense energy here when it comes to the intimacy stuff. A very intense energy, and it does involve a lot of trust and loyalty. You know, so I am picking up that there is a big emotional intimacy between you and this person, as well as physical. It's not just one or the other; it's both. Um, you know, so trust and honesty and openness about what we want is actually very important between you and this person, because you know, I do feel as though that especially with that dominance energy, that there is definitely the need for, you know, conversations about what we're consenting for, you know, that kind of thing. So that does seem to be quite important here as well, Virgo. So make sure we are having those conversations, even if they're a little bit awkward sometimes. You know, there does need to be some sort of conversations about, you know, what exactly we're willing to and not willing to consent to with the physical stuff. So, but I'm picking up a lot of passion and desire, but it's all coming from a very strong foundation between you and this person. So, you know, it does feel like one specific person rather than multiples or anything like that. And it does seem to be somebody that you probably already know who this is. All right, but we will have a look here and have a look and see if there is any specific messages coming through for you, maybe from a specific person. Okay, specific love messages for Virgo. Anyone wanting to get a specific message through to our Virgos? Any specific messages for Virgo when it comes to love and romance? This is very interesting. I am stuck in visions of us together. It's actually telling me, Virgo, that this is maybe why the past is creeping up here and there. Because are you, you don't need to admit it to me, but you need to admit it to yourself. Are you thinking about a past person and not the emotions? Once again, I'm not getting emotions connected to this past person. But, we did see with that camera energy, reminiscing, making memories. There's maybe a specific thing, and it's got to do with the intimacy. It's like there was a specific thing that this past person did or looked like, or something, sight that you could see. There's this specific image that you hold. And I kind of feel as though that helps you get off, Virgo, whether you're admitting it to yourself or not. For some of you, I do feel as though there's this like specific vision of the past that keeps popping back up for you when it comes to intimacy. So maybe that's why the past has crept back up a little bit here. Then I do have the newer energy popping through here as well. It's dark without you. You light up this person's world. You are the fire, the passion, the desire in this person's world. Whoever this newer person is, they feel as though, you are the light at the end of the road for this person. And this, I cannot handle your love. This is one or both of you very muchly about this physical stuff at the moment, the intensity of this physical connection and this power, daddy, dom, whatever this is between you and this person. It's like, it really feels like pushing the limits a little bit. Like, I don't know if I can handle all of this, but like, I'm gonna. Like, it's kind of very interesting. I'm also getting with that, I cannot handle your love. I kind of feel like there may be someone in the Virgo arena that is very well endowed. And that's what that's talking about. That physically you're a lot to handle. Big handle energy. Big energy, okay? One way or another. All right, so that's what we've got for you today, Virgo. You're more than welcome to check out your other placements, but please subscribe to the channel and I'll see you all again soon.